Greetings, my dears. Welcome to another video. I'm so happy to be with you today, and I'm so happy to be sharing some lovely decks that are ready to find some new homes. As you've probably heard on the channel multiple times, there's been decks that I've kind of gone back and forth with, but ultimately I think, I don't reach for them, and I would be so happy if someone else could find some joy and use for them. So without further ado, I'm just going to get into it. I want you all to see these decks, see their condition. That way you're aware of what they look like if you're interested in purchasing and taking them home. First, we're going to start off with a mass market deck, the Enchanted Map by Colette and Reid. Just going to show you the box. Some of these decks are in order already, some of them are not, but I will be putting them all in order before they get sent off. So you can find the details in the description, and here's the you can see this deck has not been used very much at all. I got it really for like one card in there, but ultimately I think the art style is just not for me very much, and I find that I just don't like the readings don't always do it for me. I don't know how to explain it, but this was the card I got it for because I just felt like it was such a great depiction of rock bottom. But yeah, other than that one card, lesson learned, don't buy a deck for one card. I think we've all been there, but yeah, it's a great deck. I know it's mass market, so it's easily accessible, but I know me, I really like to get decks secondhand because I just find they also have such a, they have such a loving energy to them because I feel like, they were in someone's hands before. All of these decks have been used to some degree. None of them are brand new out of the box, except for one, which I don't have with me. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to share it with you because it's the Majestic Earth Tarot. I got a backup copy, and I'm just not going to use it, knowing myself. I just don't actually have backup copies like that, and when I have multiple copies of a deck, I just don't like the feeling unless I'm using it. So I'm going to get rid of it, but I don't have it with me right now. I think it's in in storage somewhere, but yeah, this is the Enchanted Map. Next, we have one that I have discussed before. It's the Crystal Medicine Oracle. Box is in good shape. It's a wonderful deck. I really, no writings or markings or anything in the book. A really nice deck. I love it. Most of these decks, I love them. I just don't use them. And as much as I enjoy them, this part comes out, but I've always kind of kept it there. As much as I enjoy these decks for what they are, they just don't get. This one's so hard to keep, not twisted up. So I'm sorry about that, but, circular deck problems. Yeah, as you can see, the artwork on this deck is just absolutely wonderful. It's beautiful. Some of the cards are a miss for me. Some of the faces just are really tough for me to be looking at, to be honest. So that sometimes will just mess me up if I get one of those cards and I have a hard time looking at the faces. But I think it's absolutely a great deck for devotional work, and I mean, it just covers such vast topics, right? And it has these animal connections and obviously crystal connections. So it's really cool for that if you're looking to get into working with crystals. But yeah, beautiful deck. Yeah, great condition, in my opinion. Minimal use, honestly. Sometimes I'm like, how can I say that I want to let it go if I haven't really put it through its paces? But I'm trying to trust that when you know that it's just not it. The next deck is going to be the Wild Kuan Oracle. As I'm saying, like, when you know, the box is kind of like scratched up, if you can see. Like, it has that like matte surface, so it's a little scratchy. Hard not to get any marks on it, so that's a little stinky, but structurally speaking, nothing, everything's good. And same with the cover of the book. A little scratchy, but I don't know if that's really noticeable, but just want to say, as you can see, very minimally used. This deck, I got the big version and I got the small version. But what I found was that they don't match. And I was like, what is the point of that? Like, I swear to God, I put it in order. Oh, maybe that's it right there. Okay, that might be, yeah, okay. I don't know what happened. Anyway, they don't match. I don't like the fact that some of them are sideways. But I mean, the artwork is stunning, and that's really what I got it for. But I don't know if there was something going on with the artwork. I saw some stuff about it, but I wasn't really clear on what that was. But it's, it's an Alana Fairchild deck, so you know that you can go really deep with it and you can get a lot out of it. So it's really lovely in that sense. And if you work with Kuan Yin, then, this can be a beautiful deck for you. And if you don't mind kind of some landscape, some, portrait, then it's wonderful. But I think I'm going to stick with having just the small one as opposed to the big one. I think the thing with Alana Fairchild decks, I just don't always end up giving them the time and attention that they require and deserve. So that's another reason why I'm letting go of this one. So yeah, the backs are similar to the box. Like, they have that matte finish, so there might be like some scuff marks and stuff, but the edges are pretty good. There might be one in there that has a little bit of a something. I can't really find it, but yeah, it's good shape. It breaks my heart that I don't love these decks. Speaking of Alana Fairchild, here's the Earth Warriors Oracle. This one has a little bit of a crunched edge right there, but otherwise Gucci. I believe I have this one in order already as well. Guidebook, good and intact. Lots of pages, lots of words. This one is a lovely deck, and I've had some really beautiful moments with it. It has really great artwork. They all have great artwork. It's just sometimes this artwork doesn't, I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't, I don't know. But I think also the other thing is sometimes it just makes me uncomfy for what it is. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I just think, I just don't always find myself able to deal with the content of it and Alana. I don't know. Something about Alana's decks, I have a love-hate relationship with them. But no doubt there's a lot of depth and a lot of jumping off points in this deck to learn from. That is this. I think this one is also has one chip on one card there. I don't know if it's really visible. I think it's just this one has a little chip at the top, but otherwise uncolored edges, really good looking. I try to put it this way. Here we go. I think these decks come with a do they come with an insert? I don't remember. But, yeah. They're so big too. I think the other thing is standard Oracle usually doesn't work for me, honestly. So that's another reason why I have to let go of some standard Oracle cards, because they're just too big for me also. Speaking of another, Oracle of the Shapeshifters, Lucy Cavendish, Jasmine Beckett Griffith artwork. Once again, beautiful artwork, doesn't always do it for me. Box is good. Book is good. You know, it's Lucy Cavendish. I found that, like, this deck it's really great. I mean, I think this is one of the ones I really do enjoy. It's just I don't reach for it, and I think I'd like to try some other Lucy Cavendish decks maybe and see if they work. But then again, like, the Jasmine Beckett Griffith artwork doesn't always do it for me. I find it's hard to, like, pair. And sometimes I know that people have talked about how, like, the meanings for the cards are not always, like, super obvious when you just, like, read what's here. And I found that to be the case, but I found it also to still be, like, pretty spot on at the same time. But that, like, mental gymnastics that I feel like I have to do is sometimes just not, you know, not what I'm looking for. But I think it's such a great deck. And the reason why this is the only Lucy Cavendish deck that I've gotten is because it's the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. And I think the kind of theme behind it really resonates with me. But I think I just have other decks that fit this thing for me. Like, I know it's not an Oracle, but even, like, Remembering the Sweet Fool for me kind of holds that space of, like, transition and, like, I don't know how to explain it, like, mystical kind of thing. Yeah, it's a beautiful deck, and I wish I could keep it, but I think it will be happier elsewhere. And truly be loved and appreciated for all that, you know, Lucy's decks offer, because they are pretty great. Let me know if you have any questions about any of these decks. I'll be happy to answer them. And last for mass market oracles is the Creative Consciousness Healing. This is a tough one because, this is my opinion. Pairs well with the Mermaid Tarot, the mass market one that I love, the Medicine Woman Tarot. I have the Baba Yaga. Is that the one? Is that what I'm talking about? I don't think that's what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. And the Whispering Spirits Tarot, which I also haven't picked up in quite a while, but love. Time to take that out. I like to put that in my decks, in my boxes. Might have a little mark there. Nothing. But yeah, I like to put that in my deck sometimes, so it helps me. Instead of keeping, like, a long list, I can just put it inside the box. I have rarely ever used this deck. I've probably used it 3 times, maybe. I don't know, but it's really beautiful. It's really stunning. I really love what it's about. I love what it does. I don't reach for it. It's not in order yet, but I don't reach for it. And I feel like some of them, like the keywords and stuff, aren't, I don't know. It's just, I feel like I have the Reclaim Oracle and I have the Iris Oracle, and that one's kind of the ones that I go to for, like, sort of like inner child, like, creative consciousness healing. Like, that's where I go for what this is, what is called itself. I feel like for that kind of thing, I go to some other decks. And I find that maybe just how, like, cute and sweet the artwork is, doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't do it for me. Can you tell my heart is kind of broken about it? Because I think it's really beautiful. I really love what it's about, and it's making me question myself right now, but I don't pick it up. Yeah, I don't even remember exactly what it felt like to use it. I just know that it didn't do what I wanted it to do. It didn't speak to me, in the way that I wanted it to speak. And I think that's what it comes down to for most of these decks too, is that they just don't speak in the way that, maybe in the frequency that I'm tuned to. But yeah, super wonderful, gorgeous, like, amazing deck. So highly recommend this one. I just doesn't do it for me, doesn't speak to me. Oh man, my hat is broken, a little scuffy in there, just when you put the cards in. I'm gonna have to reorder that one. But and now for some mass market tarots. We have the Alchemical Visions Tarot. You have definitely heard me talk about this one. This is a huge deck. Let me zoom out. This is a huge deck. It has a very long guidebook. I mean, look, those tiny text, and it goes for quite a while. If you want to learn about alchemy, I'm sure this is the book for you, because It's got 182 pages of straight up alchemy stuff. Very probably, you know, not probably, but very well researched. So yeah, I find that I'm not going to really put the energy into studying this deck the way that it should be studied. So I want to pass it on to somebody who can really like appreciate everything that it has to offer, because it's a really lovely, beautiful deck. And here's my favorite card. I love these. It's so nice. I love this Page of Cups. Anyway, it's like it's a really nice collage deck. It has these like medical pictures with these collage like flowers and these like engravings in black and white art. It's super cool. I mean, oops, sorry. I don't want to get my video flagged, but oh my goodness. Jeez Louise. It's kind of creepy, so if you're into like a little bit of that creepy stuff, this is for you for sure. It's great, I think, for like altar work, because it's like that. It's so big. It just, wow. I love this Ace of Cups as well. But yeah, I think it would be great for altar work. And I just think it would be so happy elsewhere, where someone can dive really deep and like get all the details in these images and really sit with them and go on journeys and yeah, like really appreciate all that it has to offer. I know I've said before, if you have the Lua Tarot, like it has some overlapping images because they draw from the same art style to create the deck. So this is the Knight of Swords in the Lua Tarot. So you'll see some overlaps there. I'm pretty sure the deck is still out of print, but if you do have it, it's there. And if you do acquire it at some point, you will have that. It reminds me of like, it also reminds me of the Ritual Tarot, maybe the backs of like the first edition, and just kind of the energy of it. It's like got that like, I don't know, it seems like really intense, like the Ritual. Yeah, edges are, I would say, a little chippy maybe because of the, yeah, a little bit, but still really good. It's just, you know, the kind of cardstock that it is. And if you want to do any type of like shuffling, I usually like do like corners like this. There you go. The backs have like, they're super shiny, so they get a little bit of like skin stuff, but like it's, look at that, it's crazy. But yeah, I love this deck, and I hope that someone can love it as well. Next we have the Lord of the Rings Tarot. This is one of the Insight editions. I remember when their decks were coming out, like so many at a time, and there was like all of this discourse about Insight editions. And so this has the guidebook in this big sheet, which I have not once ever used, but here it is. It's kind of cool. It, you know, you can open it up really big. It's an interesting piece of paper, very big. Mine might be a little benty, but everything's all here. Really cool if you're into Lord of the Rings. I've got it up in order. It shuffles so beautifully. I'm not going to shuffle it now, but it shuffles so beautifully. It's a great deck. I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I want to, but it's, you know, it's kind of an investment of time. It's got pips in the minors, numbered cards, and then we've got, you know, the characters and the courts. But it's a beautiful deck. I mean, I enjoyed using it the few times that I did use it, but like the only two Insight Editions deck I have are this Lord of the Rings and the Tarot del Toro for Guillermo del Toro's work. And as much as I'm not like super up on his, you know, not discography, filmography, whatever, on his works, but I just find that one to just suit me better. I feel like something about Lord of the Rings like makes me not be able to use it in the same way that not knowing Guillermo del Toro's work, I can still use it. I don't know. Maybe it's just because the the IP is just so strong with this one. It's like hard to look past it and be like, I don't know what this is, so I don't want to use it. But yeah, it's really great. I really like it, and I hope someone can enjoy it. Great condition, like I said, shuffles beautifully. I have not colored the edges, of course. Yeah, I'd say it's like new. Sometimes I'll put it in the box upside down. Yay! I'm so excited for these decks to find new homes. Next we have a deck you've definitely heard me talk about, the Witchling Academy Tarot. This box kind of sucks, but it's in good condition, it just sucks. The book is here. It's kind of like you put the back cover inside this little, tiny little slot right here. It follows this character with the pink hair. I don't remember what their name is, but it follows them as they, you know, I guess go off to Witchling Academy. So as you can see, the box is not the best, but cards are wonderful. I used it like around one time, well, around a period of time where I was watching a show. And so I used it to do like predictions as I was watching. So other than that, I haven't really used it because it doesn't really do it for me as far as like kind of that fantasy thing. I think it wasn't as like luminous as I wanted it to be. The artwork, what I described it as, like very gray, like there's a lot of gray in it. Well, that's just how it felt to me. I wanted it to be like I think it's all the stone. I don't know. It's a cute deck. Really enjoyable. I mean, the meanings are there, so you don't even need to really know the story. You don't need the guidebook. It's Rider-Waite-Smith, as you can see. But it's got the story in the guidebook, so I think it would be really cool if someone likes that kind of deck. This would be a good deck for you. I think that kind of thing is not really my thing because I want to create kind of my own story. And so when there's a story already there, I feel it creates a conflict. I don't know how some of these like seemingly like cultural cards go into it, but this is, you know, I'm not an expert on these decks, as you can tell, because you know, they're not for me. So I love ya and I leave ya. Next one is the Serpent and the Peacock Tarot. This one's hard because I really like this deck. I got it on Kickstarter, I believe. I wish I would have gotten the art deck. This one has keywords on it, on the cards, but I've like rarely ever used this guidebook. This is a indie deck. Like I said, I got it on Kickstarter. It's super cool. The box is a little bit like the last one. Like, I don't like how cards can get stuck in there, but you have to be super careful to get it out, which I will. Oh, there it is. I will. There you go. We live by the sun, feel by the moon, learn from the cards by the light of the Libra moon. Yeah, the publishers are Libra moon. So, linen deck. A really nice deck. Like, super beautiful. I like the artwork, but I don't really sit with this artwork very much. And it's kind of nice to have these, like, you know, when I'm, especially because the artwork is, you know, it's, what do they call it? Oh yeah, the edges are, whatever that's called, but really nice. Like, look at that. And obviously, since I used it for like my lunar practice last year, a little bit, not even a lot, and then ever since then I've barely touched it, because like I said, as much as I like the artwork, it's not really up my alley as far as like where my decks sit and where like the energy of my even tarot reading in general sits. Like, I don't read tarot in the visual language that exists here. Like, this is not kind of how I visualize my life and my readings and the spirits who even talk to me, you know? Like, this is not what they look like. This is not how they exist. And so it's not really the, you know, the visual language that works for me. As much as I really like, you know, I like it and it works for me and it speaks really nicely. It just, yeah, it doesn't do it for me. So I hope that someone else can enjoy it. It has 3 moon cards, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there's 1, there's 2. And there should be one more. I might have passed it already. Let's see. It's really cool, but let me find that moon. Ugh, God, there it is. Those are the 3 moons, which is really lovely. I love that about this deck. You know me. I love the moon. But, it's not for me. I love this 2 of Cups. I love this card. I mean, 9 of Cups, sorry. I love it so much. I think it's so cutesy. Yeah. But even just in general, I think European art doesn't always do it for me. It kind of gives me not the greatest feelings at times. So I don't like that in my... Oh, there they are, the 3 moon cards. This is the 3 Moons edition. So yeah, I'm going to be putting this deck in order. And I'm excited for it to find a new home. Serpent and the Peacock. Here for you. It has like a matte box in lovely condition because, like I said, rarely used. Hope you enjoy if it's yours. Another Kickstarter indie deck is the Oracle of Great Mystics. I don't believe this deck is in order, but it's by... I forget what the group is called. They called it... Sorry, I got cut off there. I don't even know where I left off, but I was just saying how beautiful this deck is. It's so like whooshy and watercolory. It's really gorgeous. Yeah, sorry, I did not realize my camera had cut out. And yeah, so let's try to get through it. But yeah, it's really lovely. I think one thing I talked about was just like the font was a little too cursive-y. I wish that it wasn't. And some of the images just with people, like I said, people faces, sometimes they just are hit or miss, of course. But I love the art style of it, and I think it's just so beautifully done. And, you know, like I said, it's just hit or miss with some of the stuff. And I think it would be a great deck for just, I think, spiritual, devotional work. I don't know if that makes sense, but just like connecting with spirit and with the aspects of the self, and just kind of maybe the fantastical elements and the mystical. Yeah, the mystics is what it's called. Oracle of the Great Mystics. Look, we just found our way right back to it. See, so it does what it says on the tin, as they say. And yeah, I just hope that someone else can really, really enjoy it, because it, you know, it deserves to be enjoyed for all that it is. I just I'm not the person for that. Look at that. It's so pretty. It's so lovely. Like, how pretty is that? So and the edges are like this, like coppery color. Like, are they coppery? Like, yeah, they're kind of coppery. Yeah, let's say copper. Super pretty. And I'll put the cards in first this time. I'll put them in order and everything. I still am looking for like the name of the Earth Moon Magic. That's what it is. Yeah, they've got a couple of like more decks, but I haven't seen them myself. Lastly, there's this deck. I honestly told myself I was going to look it up before I started sharing. And this is not the bag that it comes in. It comes in a different bag, a black bag. This is a deck that I got from the same folks that make the Hayworth Tarot. I forget what it's called, but I'm going to put it on the screen so you can see. But this is the bag that it's going to come in. It's just like one of those like velvety bags. It kind of picks up a lot of lint, so it's not my favorite, but you can always put it in your own bag. I thought that I would really love this deck, and as you know, I do. I think the artwork is super cool. I really like it, but I thought that like I could just enjoy the deck without knowing the backstory of like what this world is, and it turns out I felt like I can't. And as much as I love the Hayworth Tarot, like I just don't reach for this deck for what it has to offer. You know, it's super cool. It's super gorgeous. I think if you know what this story is, then it's gonna do it for you, obviously. And even if you don't, I think it has so much there, and it reminds me of the Bibliothèque and the Hayworth all in one, because it has that like apocalyptic aspect to it. And like, look at that, like that, you know, it's kind of nefarious, this deck. There's a lot of nefarious things going on, and I like that about it. I think it's really suitable for the times and the stories that it tells. But It's just not something I reach for. Black edges are going to create more chipping, as you know, or at least more visible chipping. Look at that. It's such a cool story. I just don't know it. And maybe if I knew it, then I would enjoy it more. But oh my god, like it's freaking crazy. It kind of also reminds me of the Lubanco a little bit as well. But yeah, look at that. It's a rough one. It's super cool. It's so cool. These are the backs. But yeah, I've only ever used it a couple of times, so it's in good shape. I'm just trying to even it out. Yeah, it's in good shape. What is that? Is there one card that's a little... Yeah, got a little bit of a thing, but I don't think it shouldn't mess with, like choosing a card. So let's just see. Shouldn't mess with it. Like if you cut the deck, I don't think it's gonna... Let's see. I'll do it twice. Yeah, should be fine. Ooh, yeah, there's a lot of energy in this deck, but I think it would be so wonderful to have if you can enjoy this deck. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about putting it in the bag because it's so, like, it's hard to get in there. But yeah, that's all the decks that I wanted to share with you. I hope that if you're interested, you snag one for yourself. And thank you so much for being here and witnessing me finally do the thing that I've been trying to do for so long. I look forward to seeing you again soon. I love you dearly. Bye.